Something a bit different today, I'm going to be running through some last minute gift ideas for photographers. Now I've got a real mixed bag of items to show you over the next few minutes, and most of these I have actually already reviewed this year, so I will put links in the description so that you can find the full review video. So first up, we've got this, not the camera, but the Peak Design camera leash strap. Now the reason I chose Peak Design for my camera strap is simply because you get these sort of anchors and connectors. So you get 4 of these in the pack. They simply go on to your camera strap. So with 4, obviously you can do 2, 1 either side, and then you can just swap your strap quite easily between the cameras. Clicks into place like that, and that is nice and secure. You have to give it a nice firm press there to undo it, but it's very easy to do. And then you can swap the strap really easily. Now, because I test cameras a lot, I might be swapping between 2, 3, maybe even 4 cameras on any given weekend. So being able to quickly put these connector loops on when the new camera arrives, it just means I can swap, put my strap on really easily and swap between my normal regular camera and whatever camera I'm testing. Now around £35, it's actually the cheapest in the range, and although it hasn't got any protection for the neck there, you can obviously always add your own shoulder neck pad to that. So that is number 1 on the gift guide. So next up we have another camera strap, but this time at a very different end of the scale. This is the new Gitzo camera strap here, and it is made from genuine Italian leather, and on the back it looks and feels a lot like a kind of neoprene almost on here. It's quite nice and soft and padded around there, and of course the leather side of it feels quite firm. Now I'd imagine over time this is really going to mold to the shape of your neck, like a kind of good pair of leather shoes or something like that. As you would expect from Gitzo, it is beautifully made. We have the little Gitzo logo stud there on metal, and again just even the little hooks here are metal rather than plastic. As you know, it's that kind of no expense spared, very premium quality, and it comes at a price. This strap is going to be around about the £80 or £90 mark, I believe. Now it does have a quick release mechanism here, so once you've got it on the camera, if you need to take the main bit of the strap off, you can push this catch in and then you just squeeze and pull, just like you do with the Optex straps. It seems quite similar to their quick release mechanism, and again nice and secure. That's a sort of plastic finish, but again really pulling at that, that's not going to budge anywhere. So the Gitzo strap, it was announced just a few weeks ago. I'm obviously not going to do a full review video on this. You can consider this it, but lovely premium strap, perhaps for that kind of, you know, luxury but a little bit more affordable gift that you might be looking to buy somebody, or just to treat yourself perhaps. Now we're back at the more affordable end of the market with the EasyAcc Megacharge D20 USB battery pack. They sent this to me a few weeks ago to review and consider this the review. It's got one really cool feature that I like, and that's the reason why I've decided to include it in the gift guide. Now that feature isn't the torch that you can use just here, although that is quite handy for hunting around inside your camera bag. We also have 3 USB inputs just here. Now one of these I believe is quick charge compatible, so you'll get your devices charged a lot quicker when you're using that one. It's got a higher sort of voltage output. I'll put all the specs down below in the description. And we also have a USB Type-C output. So again, more and more devices USB-C these days. Things like the Sony A7 III as well, and the Fujifilm X-T3 can charge via USB-C, as well as mobile phones and even laptops such as the sort of MacBook range these days, USB input, and this will charge the batteries in those. Now the one feature that I really like is we have 2 inputs on here. We have a choice of USB-C or micro USB. So having micro USB, you get a sort of 2 amp charge, whereas if you use USB-C, you get a 3 amp charge, so it's going to charge that little bit quicker. Now the really cool bit is you could combine both of those inputs when you're charging. So if you have 2 plug sockets in the wall or a multi-USB charger, just check the output can do it, but you should be able to put USB-C in one and micro USB in the other, and then all of a sudden you have a 5 amp input. Now I've checked that, and when I was charging just with the micro USB, I was at around a 10-hour charge time. Now this is a 20,000 milliamp hour battery, so that is actually almost pretty much perfect kind of reliability, if you like. There's little wastage when you're going through micro USB. It takes about 10 hours to charge the whole thing, so you really have to charge this overnight. However, when I was combining the charges of the two, I had a little bit under 5 hours. So efficiency wise, it wasn't quite as efficient when it came to charging, but it did mean that I had a fully powered battery. It was just under 5 hours, I think it took, for 20,000 milliamp hours. So all the details for that I'll put down below. But again, that is the EasyAcc Mega Charge D20 battery pack. And I believe it is around the 40 or 50 pound mark. Anyway, like I said, details in the description below. Okay, full confession, I've just been sent this product and I've fitted it, but I've not actually tried taking any photographs in anger yet because it has been very cloudy and rainy here in the UK. I've tried similar products that go on the other end of the lens, completely the other end of the lens, in fact, because this is the STC clip-in filter. This is the Astro MC filter in their range, and it actually clips in front of your camera's sensor and it cuts out certain wavelengths of light. The idea being this is for astrophotography, so any light pollution, it's actually coated so that that light pollution, those light wavelengths won't pass through this filter, meaning you'll just get the kind of the wavelengths that you need to clearly photograph the night sky and stars. Anyway, it's going to be a fun one for me to test, and I thought I'd just include it here just for keen astrophotographers. Might be an interesting one for you to check out. Next up, some lighting for you. Now, I first saw this at the photography show in 2018, and it's a really cool little device. It's the Rotolight Neo II. Now, one of the reasons I like this is just because of its versatility. Any of you familiar with Rotolight, this is kind of like a miniature version of the Nova Pro light. So we have kind of tungsten color temperature LEDs as well as just the kind of white blue LEDs, which means that you can actually change the color temperature on here. So you can have sort of anything from daylight to a tungsten white balance. Now, it can go up pretty powerful for a small little light. It's not necessarily the most powerful, but it's got a decent output. Now, what I like about this little light is just its sheer versatility. And one of the cool features, given that we are shooting stills these days and video, is that this light can also be used as a flash gun. Now, it pumps up the brightness of the LEDs when you want to use it as a flash. So it actually kicks out more power than its maximum LED for just when you've got it as a continuous light. And you just plug in like the usual sync lead into the back there and then into your camera, and off you go. You can use it just like a flash. Very cool though is the fact that you can also adjust the color temperature with that. So there's no more sort of having to put gels over your flash gun to try and match any sort of ambient lighting, be it sunlight or kind of a tungsten lamp in a room or anything like that. You can control all of the color temperature actually on the back control panel on the light here. Now, one of the other special effects that it has is something called fire, where it replicates the kind of flickery light of a fireside. So I've got it set on it now. If I hold it up to my face, you can just imagine this with a red filter over it or an orange filter. It gets that flickery fire effect. So regardless of whether you're a filmmaker or a photographer, Rotolight Neo II is around about £270. So it's not the cheapest item, but when you consider everything that it does in terms of being a reasonably bright LED light, but with all of those special effects for filmmaking, plus the ability to be able to use it obviously just as a continuous light or even as a flash gun for still photography, it's very, very flexible. And I've got it plugged into the mains here, but obviously it runs off batteries as well. Just a useful bit of kit regardless of whether you're a photographer or filmmaker, and if you do both, really, really handy to keep in your camera bag. So now another item that we reviewed, it was about this time last year actually, myself and Locke did a video on it.
Hi, the lower voice. Hi, I'm Richard from PG, and today we're looking at how to DIY HDMI cable.
So this is the BlackRapid Wonder Bundle.
How do you stick it to your phone or something?
I think it goes on the case.
What's in the box? Tether or tab?
tether tab.
Now, it doesn't look like much, but it's actually a strap for your mobile phone. So remember when mobile phones used to always have a little kind of strap holder on a case, or the phone would have a little notch out the corner, so you could have a wrist strap on it. Well, this kind of implements that same kind of idea, and it's from BlackRapid. Now, I used to have this on my old phone case, but I have just upgraded phones, got a brand new case, and it's clear case, so I can actually show you once again very quickly how this works. So this here is actually the tether tab itself, and it's constructed from what I can assume is kind of a very strong nylon, and this goes inside your phone case, and then this little bit tab here kind of on the bottom goes out through the charging socket. Now it attaches to your phone via this 3M sticky tab here, so it stays nice and secure. So I'm just going to pop that on now. So the little 3M adhesive pad goes on one side like that. Nice BlackRapid logo on the other side that you're never going to see because it's going to be hidden behind your phone case. Let's peel off the other side of the sticky tab. So this is nice and adhesive. And now I'm just going to slot it very carefully without it sticking through the hole in my phone case. So it sticks just like that to the inside of your phone case, like that. So that's in. Now I'll pop my phone back in, and I have this just fairly unobtrusive little tab that just comes out there, very secure. And obviously because the tab's on the back there, it's not going to come out of that slot at the bottom there. It sticks and stays really nice and secure. So now that I've got that on there, I can quickly just hook on this, which is the little kind of strap it comes with. This is actually metal, very strong, very secure, and then this just basically acts as a wrist strap like that. So that's it. If you're out shooting, you're out using your phone, you might be using it for GPS directions, whatever you might be doing with it, you're not going to lose your phone. It's really handy. I've found it actually in crowded places when you're leaving a concert or a football game or something like that. You're checking the other scores of the matches. Crowds of people around. You know that if you drop your phone out your hand, it gets knocked out or something like that. It's not going to crash on the floor. But equally, you can always just hook it up to your camera bag. Now, since Locke and I reviewed it last year, it's actually come down in price. It was £20, and now you can find it for around kind of £15, £16. So a little bit more affordable. It's not going to change the world. It's not one of those devices where you're going to be, oh God, wow. But you do actually get pretty used to it pretty quickly. It's also handy just for pulling your phone out the pocket if you've got it on the strap, and it's just a small little convenience that actually might save you the cost of a replacement phone should you drop it. And with phones kind of £500–600 plus these days, for the sake of £15, it's a nice little device to have, and just a nice affordable gift to buy a photographer or a tech lover that you may know. So the next item is probably my favourite thing that I have reviewed on Photogear News so far. I use it almost every time I go out and take landscape shots, and it is this. It's the H&Y Magnetic Filter Holder. Looks just like any other filter holder. You get your various adapter rings on the back here. So this is a 67mm one that goes in the end of my lens, and there's a slot there so you can put in your sort of circular slot in filters from H&Y. But the cool bit is that the H&Y filters themselves come with these magnetic frames around. So it means you can just pop the filter into place there, and it's sturdy. It's not moving around or going anywhere. What's really neat is that because these frames are magnetic, you can actually put another one on top of this, so you can combine an ND filter with an ND grad, say, or something like that. In fact, let's do that now. Okay, so I've not got an ND, so here's another grad, but you can just clip the other filter over the top, and then everyone just slides up and down like so. It's just a really neat design, so you can double up on your grads really easily there. I just think it's such a neat idea. And what you can also do, which is really neat, is these frames around here actually are available separately. So you can just buy the magnetic frame and the filter holder, and then use your existing kind of Lee filters or format high-tech filters or whatever square filters you have buy the frames, slot your old filters in. I've actually done it with one of my Lee filters and it works really nicely. And then basically you can use whatever filters you want with this magnetic filter holder system. Next, iFootage Cobra 2 180 monopod. Now iFootage did sponsor the channel a little bit earlier this year, but we were actually sent this to review before that happened, and I've been using this product ever since. I really like this monopod and have been recommending it to people. Now the reason I like it, nice thick carbon fiber, it extends to 180 centimeters, hence the 180 bit in the name. Now at the bottom you have 3 legs that fold out like that, and there are adjustable positions. Then we have this ball joint to make sure that your camera is still nice and perpendicular, even if you're on slightly rougher terrain. And then at the top here, we just have a neat quick release mechanism. So you can either put a head on there, because there's a 3/8 of an inch or a 1/4 inch screw thread. So you can put a camera straight on, or you can put a head straight on. And then after that, with this quick release, just pull it down, off it comes. So you can go shooting with your camera, no problem at all. The cool bit comes as there's a quick release at the bottom. So you can take the base plate at the top off, put it onto the legs at the bottom. Difficult to do with just not resting at these legs. I should have locked them in place. So there you go. And then you can basically use this as a mini tabletop tripod. Good solid tripod, do recommend it. iFootage Cobra 2 180. So whilst we're talking about monopods and support, next up, Manfrotto BeFree 2-in-1, the latest in Manfrotto's BeFree range of tripods. So this one has aluminium legs. We have the catch locks that we've seen on the Manfrotto BeFree Advanced, and the same head actually as the BeFree Advanced. Same locking collar. We have the catch legs rather than twist locks. And then we've also got the quick link there, so that you can actually plug in an accessory arm directly into the tripod for holding a light or a video monitor or anything like that. But the cool bit is, as the 2-in-1 name suggests, you can actually unscrew this leg here, like so, and then it actually screws into the center column like that. Now this center column you can actually take out. So that's it. Hopefully I'll get a bit quicker even at putting it together, but I've only done it a couple of times, to be honest. I've been using it mainly as a tripod, and in that regard it works brilliantly. It's just as good as Manfrotto's other BeFree range of tripods, so great for travel. This could be a great gift for somebody who's just starting out. Obviously the expense of a tripod, the expense of a monopod too, a little bit elaborate. So Manfrotto, you know you're getting good quality, and it could provide a nice 2-in-1 solution. And even if you're just traveling, you don't want to take a tripod out the whole time. So with this, you can take the monopod out. The only thing is, obviously, this is quite a large kind of pole to take out with you. But I guess you could just unscrew it in half and take, you know, the 2 halves out in the side of your bag when you're not using it. Again, I'll put full details and price in the description below. Now I'm hoping to do some more accessory roundup kind of videos, hopefully around once a month. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with all the latest photo gear news and reviews.